the year 2024, the year of our Lord, the penultimate month. One more month to go. And I said that to your boss, DJ Bosco, music director, about compare with Yumpa, to celebrate a new month, to celebrate life, to enjoy ourselves. It is not everybody who started 2024 with us that is seeing the month of November. In the Sanyami Ayayadum ena Yehun November, I say ye name Gina Yehun Sepeyen. Nayanya GD say ye behun December, ye be say hun January su. Indeed, we shall never die premature. I mean, sometimes we complain too much about everything and forget to celebrate the most important basic things about life. And it is life. I got plenty for my mind. And I mean, see, dino ye, and I can't mean ton ye, and I'm a warrior you. Or more, see, then we are talking, we are where ye be moody da mochi, and I no pay ye can say. Into one, sir. The Lord has been merciful unto you and is gifted you the free gift of life. My brother, my sister, be happy, at least be grateful. These are things money cannot buy. If money could buy life, if money could buy life, Mimbeze minkai ebimo omo yaw nti my fancy ha and can maybe bodin about of esikafua nyami I no more nyami die sika no to me njiom life oh yeah adwaman lo DJ na ke no ebale Lady man pana wo you know ya weko awo you ni weko that's man ya wo zombi ko ba on DJ ehwan echemi yenfin fita jego na gaga moto sinla esmo be kan bi mom eyensa go go you go ma go be ni sho e bi otu wa mugunto asuma yo anga make a lo anga asuma yo anga make a lo anga mini lo akeja it's funny sir maybe you don't know if you work on you look gasemo ke wa ba shateno wa sha shishomo no what the fitene ba jogbeno taringa yo amba enya kagbane kalo anja aye yo chai aye ani ni wo moto mi kan ko aye alole ocho bi kocho ni mo nfele Name Fanny featuring Teshin Boy. This song created some problems, Teshin Boy says no. It is Name Fanny in collaboration with Teshin Boy. You must see, yeah. How do I even bring it in? There's a omu free or buy na misumiko free. But my name say Obano or the Namno Chiche. And besides, say Namben or Bano de Chiche. I am mackerel, salmon, panla. Ebi mo si tuna na to lo bifi no na you not coming fair she's ya ko limi ga she fair training second hand min tele akuchu we mi fan you fe fair cause you boy she got fresh boy get brother. Today is the birthday of George Claudine Odwe Baka Odwe Dean. I wish you happy birthday, Odwe Baka. Of On Point Boutique opposite Slap Resec. Odwe Dean, Odwe Tola, Odwe Baka, Odwe Bend Down Boutique. Show them the diamond ring I go put for your finger. So let me love you, let me kiss you. But Halifax Entertainment, just when I used to manage this boy, and anyway, it's been 1 hour of back-to-back music. Mr. Ajari, who knew about you person in dedicating young women? What happens? What's up for mommy's way? Mr. Ajari said, "Wouldn't him cast?" And I said, "I was waiting." Cause some people they jealousy. They ready here, Papa. We that cause we been your problem. Oh, for happy. My mommy watching me off. It's not so tomorrow. Okay, let's do this now. So today, a production led by David Pablo, assisted by DJ Bosco. Adele Abako and by Abako. Studio 2, they are paying for me, no Mutiho. And then ye guests. Yeah, your baby boy whom come. But ye in check crack. And then the mamonstry. And then the yenche. It's not like any other day. So for see us already a point terms. Other than the we yenche. Me paying for me, nui, money momundada. Baku yes in the chenny. Baku so ye in some tronia, says ya waba pension. Nana Beneta kwa pension. Where this 60 a trim crowd. Pape nukre woman say me Halifax Ansah Addo ma share papaya si aye edwumadel asua edwumadin na yenken nukre share de ni onyam nene benete akwa wo hye na sese wo yedwuma wona sia na sia dwuma yede pa sisi ade oyembema eku penyin wana sorry wet soul evangelical ministry Shukura area honum na asoreno nenefri ada nenefri krobo na yejuma Ghanaian Chronicle, Daily Guide, News One, Publisher and other places. Sisi oba pension or your consultancy on Ghanaian culture. Na we nimba ne nanso awie nti say no so count until here pension baby bia. The other panel member is Socrates for us in the training no try hot fuck movie no edin sem bebre ba ye man we mu. I remember one newspaper the lead paragraph, I can literally quote it. Controversial movie producer Socrates Safo has been alleged to grab a sharp razor blade to graze down the thick pubic hair of an actress on set. Well, Safo denied us that publication. As to how come I can recite the lead paragraph of the story that was written some 10 or more years ago. Since he also created so beyond the written secretariat or your community liaison officer December in GH Jumei. Omuna omubwa ejumadi no papa mpanyin me no mwakwaba okay ba answer na mbumba ma preliminary comments no ba no say na mozi 1000 abedi me phone so
Halifax
yenka wo ha okay then yenfa no say nya no kre
kwan change
okay
no kre but
Debbie entwem nti obi 1000 na me nchen
bono taje ni wi bo ba akela
General Boko there.
Bibia Boko Halifax.
Okay. Nene Boko.
Oh, Bibia Boko.
Okay. Any opening remarks, observations, preliminary comments?
Say actually, you are heading towards the last lap of the elections, you know.
Of the elections. And I say election again, shall say.
I say race, you know, I heading. And as I said, it is a in a year for a mile, no, 800 meters, no. This is a last lap now
of the campaign.
Yes.
Okay.
On the Bob Bell, no king. My observation is the two leading parties, you know.
That is Cheddar and Alan Sherman.
They'll be only leading party.
Hey, says who? Have you done any Afro barometer survey and
MPP and DC. Now,
Atamanso and also no. Okay.
Bought cat and mouse game B.
He said Tom and Jerry style.
Yes, and as a media observer, I don't know. It appears to say the MPP is loud with its crowd. Crowd now candidate they have a terrific candidate. Now crowd now all
terrific. I see anything. That is it a good thing or a bad thing?
Very good. Very, very good.
Oh, okay.
Johnny Nice.
They see terrific candidates and yet terrible candidates. Terrific candidates.
It appears to say when the crowd so who sabrani. MPP4.
Monsieur idea one.
The ODC is doing the opposite. The Biamba I don't know if it's a directive. Camera no SC when candidate no pet so you know crowd. One more no call function no crowd most of them cry you know what TV so. When candidate no pet na kasa. I don't know what both parties seems to be gaining, but each of them have their advantages and disadvantages. Because the big crowds of the MPP, we are not having anything to compare with on the other side. Yeah, the crowds are big, but are they bigger than someone else's? I don't know. Now, the other side, and also no, they seem not to be showing their crowd. Now, they only directly focus the camera on only the candidates. Who's a crowd also say and so you don't see it. So I don't know what they both seem to interfere. Say whatever it is, they know the advantages and their disadvantages. It for those with the big crowd, it will ginger their base, and then there are people who see so why didn't they are fairy. For the other side, and also it will help them because they are seeing the crowd of the other people's side, and also they can go behind them and do the mop up now. Large crowds. So it is, but I think whilst the MPP candidate is doing very, very well, I think from the regions to the constituencies, to me, work, work, nothing but work. As I was saying, work, work, they should go beyond the work.
Well. I'm coming in country, but let's listen to Socrates. Socrates to Jina Hadia, then we'll have some masturbation intellectually on this topic. But
okay. Yes,
General. We are now calling him.
But okay. Kakra nima madda Jerry Ahmed ase.
Traffic wo wunyamba yo. I'm na woko bawe. Just that we for Okada.
Bawe na yes signboard ba kon bad roads.
That was yes signboard am wine.
Omo na omo Bawe no.
Residents of Bawe.
Na almost signboard ba kon bad roads.
Okay.
Na ufa taxi crampo dru baby o say onko biem. But enne me no ka say Jerry Ahmed who coffee roads are koso.
No your campaign.
And menya campaign me bona baso.
Yeah.
Me bona baso. Me ka say me personally me ne di nkomo about me area roads and na me no ka say the gutters ni me nyina mo wi afi no mo le your friend say asphalts e wo so. Nti e be bona baso. Na ya bo Patrick bo amanso abaso e woni area. Ohwe adwuma a mo ye. Na Lydia Al-Hassan so the touching base with the youth in that area no so no or no so me bona baso pa
and say what free what about Okanke Central what about the Trema call Ayawaso West Wogon
but me call Winneba
would you come to the studio?
I'm just landing at Winneba Pacho honorable Afenyo
now Bawe who Bawe KFM free Bawe no
stop distracting me
change you free Bawe na over Okanke Central. And now be trim call Ayawaso West. After now we call Efutu. I did that once that you free Efutu. You must have always say fuelu. I drive a baby.
What the honor?
I tell for your papa your ba okay FM. No starting free Bawe. And no ba bedu Okanke Central. This are beka haya. And no trim. One ba okay. And no call Lydia last and how Ayawaso West. Rest Debbie. Even a friend was saying, oh, this is part of Ayawaso. You see? Into
Ayawaso right now.
I feel the instance of I see the or call Winnie Baba.
Pacho, me call young Kamabo. Because see, Assembly is
within the Halifax Ansah Addo.
Assembly
because you were peace of him.
Assembly because we Winnie Baba, say Winnie Baba for be brave.
Then
also Omo Kasano.
Yes.
The Futu Kasano. Is one of the languages are extinct in Ghana.
Extinct as anything.
Yira.
Sessing.
Who say Omunka? A photo for Nankasa research, where a research findings. Bureau of Ghana Languages. I hear about some of the languages in Ghana. Now, a photo language na Yira saying faster than all the languages. Because Uzomo Bay, the fancy speaking Ugwane Niemano. And you know, can't fancy more. Indigenous na crap no can fancy more than their own language. Intino ejira pa na mebo honorable Afenyo Markin Abaso
majority
leader. Okay. Say what one among I saw Bureau of Ghana Languages asini. Say now a photo language should be almost say be orthography. That is the first and foremost thing they have to do. the orthography of the language. That means they want to write a Futu language. Ufak tisani wanzima kind near war aigbe kind. Now a Futu language will be one of the languages in Swa. Ubetimi akain. That indigenous of a Futu from crèche to the senior omubetimi enyomu books are kind, and it's one of the ways yetimi to preserve languages. If Dr. Kwame Nkrumah had not done that for the Nzima language where he comes from, it would have been a big challenge for the language. Into the honorable Afenyo Markin Abaso Pa for that huge step. But this is the biggest legacy that any indigene will leave for his people. Who should film it is a roots kunta kinte. Adia ba kwa ye de bo no when yaida or say his language is something that he would hold dear to. And while they were beating him, he was still keeping to the language, the Mandinka language. And he kept on to the point say ebra omo language ne yira wo America no omo kabrofo no, they still maintain some. And it helped them to identify their roots. So, Honorable Afenyo Markin Abaso, Namaka say, if anybody has done something that is unique for the Futu land, it is this single, your friend is saying, step our take. Nama Bureau of Ghana Languages for Abaso for the job that they have done so far. I think they have 4, from saying penny 4 no, scholars, a commission omo edi se adwuma no. Fortunately 2 were Winneba University. Yes, any 2 so from other areas. Nti omo terms omo use no there. When him say orthography do no mean say orthography say no na footballers ni sign no.
This is ORTHO. Enye orthograph, enye AUTHO. This is ORTHOGRAPHY, standardized orthography.
Oh, okay.
Other one is auto. This is auto. Auto. Okay. You see, you must see value in there.
Value.
Oh, so great. So let me see if I understand what you are saying. Patrick said, Ghana ha ye mind way more. Kasa no dialects no doso.
Yeah.
Ye wo kasa no ahudo bebre ebimuka. But enye ni nyina na ye twere.
Yeah.
Enye nyina nso na yesua wo school.
Yeah.
Na bebre a yentwere.
Yentro.
Yeah. Yenkyere e wo school no nso no. Sa category of languages no ebimu yayila.
Exactly.
Na efutu kasa no eka minority languages because it has not been standardized.
Yeah.
And there is no orthography in it. Upatra kasa no yayira. Na omo, how do we call parliamentarian? Omo manche Bejenia Ofri Hono. Ono no ye majority leader of parliament. Alexander Kwame Afenyo Markin watu huanamo. Oni Bureau of Ghana Languages for Akwa Kasa. Is that what you mean?
Exactly.
In Sisia plans are far advanced for the Efutu simple language to be written.
What's the difference?
And simple for no Efutu.
Okay.
Efutu. So they should. Is that what you mean?
Yes, Halifax.
Just like how you were tree hymn book, Gan hymn book, Ever hymn book.
Good.
Really?
Yes, Halifax.
Yeah.
Kasabako, who call Equiapim. When you said there is an indigenous
language there.
Yeah.
M&M.
Unim.
Tell me what about Enti, yeah, unim. Enti, say
number 59.
Number 59. I know go blame her here. I know you madam for be, but some about. Enti, ya call.
Yeah.
On person more confusing me. Yeah, can you appeal tree na no mo de no afrim. Ya se guan kasabi.
Ya very chiripong.
Papa ye Wadanfo Frank the Christian radio presenter, creative as
Frankie 5.
Frankie 5 or Kebi.
Oh, okay. Me is all kind of.
Make us no.
Oh, okay.
And I ask you not or Kebi.
Me nimbo say okay.
So Ebriu Dawa Ewukugwa that area honom nyina they have that the Ewukan. Frank Okimbi.
Oh, I see.
Nti so ni Ebriu ni ti ho. And on person mo confuse ya na omo adane.
But research Futu no almost say now only 12% of the people there
speak the Futu language.
They hold it, yeah. They hold it as their being command for them. But now can you am fancy.
Safo, what is the importance of preserving a language?
Wow.
Let me ask all the lay questions.
Yeah.
Na kasi say yenti Futu kasa and obe can say inti then say you can brofo you can tree. Inti still we can communicate. 12% pe no mo to me tro a kind style language no mo to me kaniji. So inti 80% can they communicate? Can you educate us?
William say when a people lose their identity, they cease to exist.
When the people lose their identity, they cease to exist.
Yeah. In America.
Fabra tree my.
Ose.
Fabra tree kasam.
I say nipa bia omo be yira omo amanie eno mo amamre eno mo bobia.
Bobia.
Bobia. Aha. Omo ye omo ase yira. Omo ase yira. Ne bobia no ade ba ko edanso ewo mu eye wo kasa enti no me more example bi to say America. The indigenous Americans are the red Indians. Omo akani nyina akotena ho ena say no bi so omo se krampo a bebre nim ba bi omo free because omo kasa ayira omo kasa omo de ba ho na ayira.
Red Indians for any aborigines for.
Yes. Wahu. Enti no say ubetimi preserving your identity no the first thing you must preserve is your language. Your language. Na me the year 2000 na me wo Holland me ko school ho. Na that year no omo di mra bi bae. Ni ayeye wo hanse ebi no
in the Netherlands.
Ni ayeye wo hanse ebi no mo enti ase ennim hu nim die enti no omo kasetia no ebi si wo Holland. Na ohwo omo TV a omo hear a lot of content from Hollywood series any niema ni nyina obrofo mu enti at best no what they do is they do subtitles and omo hu say no ma brofo no edidi mu a affect omo language na nkasa no enti the first law omo de ba say ansa na be ma residents in that country you must first be literate in your can say literate in their language. As utimika.
You have some literacy skills.
Yes. Enti na nsa na ebe ma Ghana Ghana no nko school crampo a ukọ wa esusua ubeko school esua kasa no is part of their requirements and nsa na ebe ma residents over there. On their media omo nka brofo biem. Instead of see here can brofo ni aye subtitles no mti there bi bia no yenda be no into their language.
Deutsche phone.
Yes.
Okay.
Almost share samra no. Because
something say betray your bonko. Nyanya mini won tunto kwa. Na say your boy hunkomo. Hi, okay, 101.7 FM, best entertainment show. You were talking about languages.
Yes.
And how he started with a Futu language. Say, Nyamia Domti, majority leader. Watu wana mo say, ono free Futu na ont na se na omu kasa no enyila. Inti oni Bureau of Ghana Languages, omu tu wana mo say. That's why there's possible time. The language will now be written and taught in school. There will be some standardized orthography.
Yeah.
So I was asking him, sir, why is it important? I mean, so what? I mean, and I'll treat you more. And I say, oh, me kunto kwa inyabotre. Me that's yanko. So, you only gave me an example of how the Netherlands people decided to preserve their language.
Yes.
Why is it important? You've still not landed on the
Just
just like the French people, the Chinese people.
Yes.
Madame for Dr. Alex Ofori. We went to Aquinas together. All called China, so called medicine, or the one full year esua Chinese kasa no ansana you know exactly me called Germany me short courses here I mean wouldn't say German that is it rare circumstances spend now because these are foreign students my income profile but you go to their supermarkets you go everywhere even with a car train car Oistage League, Oistage West, Oistage we are. And when I call, oh, Safo. And when I call store be Germany, say bina machewo. Inti ankame pe bro. I believe for you know, say rainy season so. And I call home box be. On my draw a bro. And then I have by no green. Come wo. And to me who you know honestly. A brother me condada. And see me home box no. And I me to 6. So for this is very serious matter. Now students are stipends they crying so. And I me to back on 6. And I made they call me hostel. I was so sure say bro ne wom because I draw a bro box no. Na dia canon you know what draw German kasa wom. So for me the saucepan called see jaso stove so. Edin chine kakra gum. So for maybe a box when them there foil paper. Oh, so for it's not a laughing matter. Foil paper, foil paper.
Na a bro picture.
E ba bo back kick.
A bro picture no there, am there.
Me tiase.
Me say
No, I should think so.
Yeah.
So that's just an example of how they protect their language and they don't care if you.
Yeah. But it makes them have an identity as a people. Yeah. Into the moment our kasane be yirano, Halifax, you cease to exist. Look, adia ba ko have black Americans pa ne se omuntimi omun preserve omokasa.
The black Americans?
Yeah.
What was their indigenous language when they go there?
Obia de ne de efri ni baby different people and baby shia and ye force wo se mo nkan omokasa no.
Oh, but say be din. You know, they brought slaves from the Gold Coast, slaves from Nigeria, Senegal, Cameroon, the French countries. Into na yen kakasa ba kon dada. Na yen say Ghanaian slaves Gold Coast slaves no moti dying back home. I don't know fra. So it would have been I wonder how they would have communicated.
Yeah, but omuti me develop the Negro language. Utsha brofo no say no mo kano na say omo kano backwards be.
Because they were now learning, they adulterated it.
Yeah. Almost history now. Yase, intimi, and preserve even that Negro
language. You know?
Yeah.
Oh, it's still there.
Yeah, but it's only in books.
The old people.
Yeah.
The very old people, they still speak it, you know.
But it's in books. And the old people, like you are saying,
and
but
no.
Yeah.
What
is called England and so more.
Yes, they have the Cockney.
Yeah.
And also more coming to us here. Brofo.
Yeah. The language, dear Halifax. The moment we lose it, into one say, BB Kosu Hansi, Naman for air criticize it, and ye telenovela. And you and they say, you don't understand.
Well,
the problem is not the language.
No. See, I'm not sure. Say, they say Mexican series na ye can watch him. And you problem. Patre say beyond the language, there is a culture.
Beautiful.
There is a way of life.
I agree.
In the language, no, they are more than yesuya. But adopt your culture. No?
Good.
For instance, enemri means say, and I'm not arguing with you. I'm only enhancing the intellectual masturbation.
Yeah.
Enemri, hardly do I hear Ghanaians say things like Tofiakwa. Biko, you get what I mean. But in those days, Nigerian movies are dominating your screens. No, so now it was becoming part of our lingua franca,
and it was scary.
Well,
it was scary
because the youth were seeing it as live, as if when a basuka say one can't be ready to say Biko, you know. But that's a pure Igbo word. You know, they say things like jaw is a pure Yoruba word.
Say Ghana, kai. A lot of work chai. Say Ghana for have been forced to say chai instead of
yes.
kai.
Chai. No more you
But
must
you say kai and you can.
So I believe, sir, if you hadn't done, and that is my personal view, if you hadn't done this adaptation into tree, and by now you been Mexican phrases be brave. I mean, you get what I mean. Just like this Pragia thing became popular because of this Hindi whatever. So I agree with that, but I also agree with Omu si.
Good.
So that you preserve both the language and our way of life.
100%, I agree with you. Okay. But my problem is that once a problem biba ni discuss it. No one situate challenge in the year. Efra. Because baby can say now makofa ba ni show me before no class or mo tree and almost they say just say no, please. The problem is the subculture now infiltrating into our system. So what do? We put it within the time belt. Omo your friend is saying discretional powers. Ebehwe. What do you say? But what the short time and kwara na free bano then that makes it more dangerous. And criticize but understand what is happening and give pragmatic solutions. The best solution for this is time belts. Put it within the time belts where MP4 ebitimi ahwe. But our language minya yanka bibia ye beye yentimi kan ye language. I don't know say parliament almost allow local language.
In theory yes, but in practical it hardly happens.
Oh, I see.
In theory yes, the law allows you if you want to speak your local language, but
okay. But can
I think the constitution interpreters back 275 it's
but at least why don't we adopt the highest spoken language as a national language?
Well, that would also be against the minority languages.
No. For our official engagement. In countries, they say Swahili, language, acceptable. But
then what happens to the English language?
They also have the English, but among them, if they speak the Swahili, education, education ba language and the boa. O kind of brofo nti ase ba o de ba ne local dialect mo a ultimate ni a wo kana se nti nka yetimi nya language ba ko a eno betimi aboa yen ye nyina fiti nkwara nyina ye besua nka no nso be boa yen. The obvious choice will be the Akan language, which is highly spoken by majority. Nti medie a which senka ye benya bibisa because language
being so be can say side and can yen fa minority language ba ko mbom na yen spread na yen suen than making an already dominating language further dominate and dwarf the minority language.
Which one will be easier?
Which one will be more useful?
The highest spoken language will be more useful.
It will further dwarf the already dwarfed languages, but so far a
for
minority
academic purpose.
This one for cultural purposes. We for a minority, and this is part of the masturbation. We for an unknown language rather. That is the way of preserving and promoting that one than an already known language that has nothing to lose. And with the smaller ones would have more to. And personally, I've had that challenge being. For the dictionary, Darman on them 2 radios. A pure Ghana boy, I speak Ghana in English, and some adulterated tree.
The first day Christ here do better so because who me.
If you listen, no diagro. Many people have criticized me for not speaking Ghana on radio.
Yeah.
I'm more listen because me and crying, 7 bar radio so me can cry pure. I shouldn't speak any other language. I understand their feeling, I understand their pain, but it's not as easy as that. At the end of the day, Station B to say Peace FM, which to me is the biggest radio station in this country. Even when our Ghana parliamentarians go there, somebody like Dr. Okoboy, somebody of Lejo Kuku, somebody like Honorable Nin Lante Van Der Poy of Ododio, somebody like Honorable Henry Quarty. I also, yes, I like the person. I like somebody like. And it goes on and on. Titles global. Yeah. Why? Because I'm him say every station when a target audience. And the market reach. Into once a station no policy and say station a can station when to make answer because me and crying no me ba na me de samra ye dia asheho but ayentia nipa no station make say debi me ba besesa no. I think my Ga people should rather be happy. Say because I'm a Ga, I sometimes go in Ga. You get what I mean? Rather than having 00000. You can say messages like so we ain't crying, and when I respond, they say, "Oh, boom." My argument is that if our Ga people, okay, would also invest in Ga speaking radio stations, it would help. You get what I mean? But many of us do not do that. We invest in other things. And then when non-Gas invest in Akan speaking station, we say, no, the Gas there should speak Akan by force. And I wonder why it is only Halifax. Why don't they also attack Nilante Vanderpoel when it comes to speak tree on OKFM? Why don't they also attack Dr. Okoboy when it comes to speak tree on Peace FM? Ninga Masana, hey, Esquire. Where would the Esquire be? Yes, he's now a lawyer. He's been called to the bar. Ninga Masana Mwale is a lawyer. His two daughters are also lawyers. They are now a family. They're Namwalis. I mean,
I wish to see them at the dinner table.
Now for your arguments. In law. I mean, I'm so proud of Nia Masana Mwale. Anyone said the next time I can say any PhD. I've known Namwale from when I was in Form 1 Aquinas and on final school in Diagram. I went to, I think, University of Ibadan. Yes, he's one person. He loves, the academia. And so he's one of the examples I have. So Anyway, Nene, I will come to you because messages are coming on this, your crowd, no crowd. I will come there. I have something to tell you, but any bite on the saphoning in language, importance of preserving our languages near my name.
Yeah, I think I think it's good the MP of that area is so particular about dialect and the way it is getting is getting extinct. He didn't like it and he's making putting in every effort to quote unquote revive it or to protect it.
Okay.
Where it has reached, and protecting it and pejano because language there, it enhances the identity of the people, it preserves the culture of the people. So nobody would like to see his language just die off like that. Now, language here, Adiba Kumbia, it is, it's detonative and it is connotative.
Brofo, ACNS, detonative.
Where the people who you sua, I say, just a church, I say, we beat your children. On tip sakasanu you before say who can do as a foforo. Let me give you a very good example. Years ago I was in Nima. Now yet baby boys are yet too damning. And then over there we talk soccer so much. The night before when a Black Star ball game dinner I bet the peli show it had done all the pitching so we started talking football. And I could see Omoka House Castle. Charlie Abedipoli, you understand me?
I'm listening to you.
Yes. It was Abedipoli. So I was a bit aback because if you say shaggy, a negative word. Abedipoli, shaggy. Now, or church, you say your dribble will be, like Obibeka said, he's a wizard. And I'll be bisa. And Abakuno to see Allah, Abedipoli, champion. So I began to ask myself, does it mean say shaggy also means champion? No, they are using it to denote something.
Okay, I now get what you mean.
In a connotative way or something like that. So if we don't preserve the small languages, such things will get missing and then we'll get lost to the bigger ones. Ghana, now Safo can say we are not using the languages, the bigger ones enough. We don't necessarily have to officially announce to say, Kasaway, but it's like we are getting the Udru Airport, then the actual war. Akwaba. And it's the language of just the majority group. Wow. Let me just say, it is good say we are living in a era of variety, but still with a single identity as a people, Ghanaians. Now language, our functions be apart from the informative aspect, there is the expressive aspect. Now expressive aspect of a language, enuna nipa no di bechere ni emotions na owo at a particular time. Safu was talking about chai. And akai. The other time a guy came here and minyoma odi buy and nyom dindi. Oh Charlie. Do you see it?
African youth.
Yeah. Oh Charlie. It expresses your emotions and other things, and it also tells the attitude of that group of people when speaking. The language there were near bibria eye, and that is the more reason why I insist yema obi language enyra. So we share Bible no mukra. Even when God wanted to do something very important, He introduced many languages to stop man from doing certain things. That's the Tower of Babel aspect of the Bible. Into language there, is very important to people. The black Americans and it's unfortunate, but over the years, they have also started building their own
lingua franca.
Yes, a corruption of the Brofun. When you see I want to do this, or you see Afina do this, Afina. And I just say, Obiansu or Nidia, or they identify and say, Uti Afina now, it's a black son. Why since I wanna? Meanwhile, no mummy I diverted from I want to do something. I want to eat. Or say I wanna eat. When you say Afina, and so on and so forth. Into language there, it is very dynamic. Why some are dying, other words are also coming into the dictum. Not just the others are also growing and expanding. We will get there, but it is molding society. Or a time will come, the whole world will be like a melting pot, and probably one big language will come up to absorb all the languages. Some years ago, not Latin, Latin, and the living language, and they describe Latin as the dead language.
General, when I will be Bureau of Ghana Languages for Kakra, I know you don't speak for them, but maybe you know, maybe you don't know. One of their public relations directorates for Numbenya.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, I want to understand a few things. How come it's just about 8 or so languages that are written? What went into that selection?
I question the I please.
Emparel.
But near history, nature say when it comes to Nzimadia, it is Osajefo who made it. Oduna, it is any honorable Affinio. Yeah. When it comes to Nzimadia, your friend is saying President Nkrumah Kazankasani share. The history is there.
But you don't know how come the rest no got selected.
And say if free funding because it's easy. So much budget to do it, and the times how much share. Odi nipa ni kugube bi to say hotel be for about 2 or 3 months. And now what kakra almost say autography no kruampo said and easy because they listen to the sound and compare it to waiting because sound be of her to say she one a shawbo one you obeka obetro s but there's no s. What am I saying? Aha into no omo won sa bebre nti enye bibi easy cry no, it's not that easy. It's not easy. It's when you be or you're dedicated to it. Pane or fatun who say, oh yeah, Halifax. So
Mibo, Oh, Nene, I can't make 10 minutes. I want to enter this area you went to because when you dream back home.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
yeah, I didn't know but your questions now will be a bit technical. What you say in the language area.
Do you know my next question?
Because I'm also interested in.
You are behaving like a lawyer called Kwesi Aidan. Nene, is that the name?
Yes.
Electoral petition, first one.
Aye.
I think Dr. Farajan was EC chair in those days.
Yeah.
And Kwesi Aidan, sorry. My lord, I object. And what are you objecting to? What is about to say? Say, attention,
the first question, the crowd person are not coming.
I was only going to say, let's be honest among ourselves. Between a language that is taught and languages that are not taught, if the custodians of the untaught languages decide to speak it with their children, that is the safest way of preserving that language. I did not grow up in this country. My formative years were not in this country. When I got back to Ghana, I was in JSS 2. BC, Ghana language, Minya 2. Why? My parents decided that wherever we were in the world, whichever country we were, you get what I mean? That is the surest way, Safo. Charity begins at home. The most basic, most impressive, most impactful education, I say, in free fee. But say languages are say yen chure was school. Awofo no so ayo madwen say ye ne ye ba no nka. Ebewu. That is how the languages get, extinct. The same thing if they decide to teach Efutu in school, but the Efutu people themselves do not speak it with their children. Enkosiaga.
Halifax ebesiaga kakra. Ebesiaga kakra.
Say yebesua wo school ba ye nkan wo fie. Na ye nkan wo he.
No, ebesiaga kakra because enkwara no esua omobeka among themselves.
Wo he.
Among themselves.
Ombeka brofo was school. But omo be fear. My point is awofo no so form hu shim.
Okay.
Mo jan ma esuku fo no pe.
Okay.
It doesn't work that way.
But you mentioned honorable.
Obetre no then.
Meka kire ne say.
No, what else can he do? He would
on the man beka ofie.
When you were at the omo nyina ne ba no omuti.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they speak.
Oh, okay.
You gave me a book when you were at the commission. I'm surprised, coincidental. I was reading one of the chapters, I believe chapter 8, on languages and media.
Okay.
By Professor Kwesi Yanka, I believe. I'm sure. You get what I mean. And then, surprisingly, he spoke about this Efutu language.
Oh, I see.
Yes, the Efutus in the diaspora speak it with their children and complain that it is not taught.
Oh.
Yes. And after my quiet time, I picked your book. You read that book, with the brown cover. I if I call my brother, it's just a screenshot the page for me. You get what I mean?
Wow.
Alex Markin, he is not only lobbying with the Ghana Institute of Languages, Bureau of Language. Sorry. Do you know that we're setting up a radio station called Udebi Kesi FM? Specifically to push the Efutu language.
Oh wow!
Into Osimpam, Beka Chi, Tree, Brofo Kakra. They even have weekends for the other community. But Odebikese, it is specifically to push the Efutu language.
Oh.
That is what I'm calling other people to do. And also encouraging homes to speak our languages. I speak Ga with my kids, but I will follow the brea. So muni omumba no ka omo mother tongue mo feel say debi say yenka brofo wo fie enu na kire say ye ni ebie me ba no de onti ya krom kasa o brofo nkwa na oti. Beg your pardon. The truth is that book I would no it even states that we developed a policy that all the way from Totofifi to class 3 we should teach the children in their local languages. But we are not implementing it. That is where we are now.
I see.
Anyway, but if you bring these people, because radio is not only about music and dance and we are going to win and we say Dr. UNC or Sresika now, I mean, it's that, and we have time for those ones too. But then back to you, Nene.
Ali,
let me take you on. But you can debate me, yeah? Let's debate.
We'll debate. Yes.
Your 1,000 Becca. Okay, What is the NDC marketing? The political commodity is His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, hopefully the next president of this country. So if they decide to focus on his face more, is that not strategic?
Yes, and I'm saying it is strategic.
Okay, so exactly.
Yes, I'm saying it is very strategic.
Because NPP crowd or no, they may not necessarily come from the constituency the candidate has gone to visit to.
For me, even if they don't come from the constituency, I know yet me how. Well, it is good we have a big crowd in Hawaii or a big crowd in Asawasi, but big crowd as compared to what? Because your opponent is not showing their crowd, you know. So you are comparing your big crowd to
that
what?
Personal crowd. Which one opening is not showing their crowd?
I mean, Halifax.
Yes.
Now we see news, all the channels. But former President Mahama Bekobiano, the camera is fixed on only him. Until one who crowd a war.
Then are you sure?
Oh,
unless the argument is that the NDC communication team netra video no the media houses no. Because radio, because TV is be break in the part say Addo FM, UTV,
yes.
Channel 1,
yes.
GH1, camera phone nyina beka sempacho ye ko
news time no.
Omo nyina beka sempacho ye ko idie. Ye nyina yenfa camera no to JM so my track crowd.
Omo na me can say I don't know whether it is a directive given to the media.
Media
for the generality of it. I'm not saying it is too good. I'm not saying it is too bad. That is an observation which is a fact. Say largely no. Say MPP Akachi. Then they showed Dr. Bahumia, and then they showed largely the crowd, the euphoria. I'm not saying it is bad.
No,
when you come back to the end, say the Yanko NDC, then they get to President Mahama's speech, and the camera is fixed only on the candidate. And I'm saying I don't know if it is strategic.
And I'm saying that we don't know, but if it's a strategic, to me, it's a winning strategy.
Yes.
Dr. Baumia Ekana Sembi, he contested 2008 as a vice president, if I'm right. Yes. Contested 2012 as a vice president, if I'm right. Did 2016, and then they won. His face has been on this poster thrice before he won. Then 2020, his face was there again. Then 2024, his face is there again. Then for the past 4 times 4 is 16 years, the man's face has been Ghanaians. Pam, sir. Wudiagra, his face, for all you know, may be more known than somebody who has been a president for one term, who contested as vice for once. The same thing they said was John Baumia when you're in campaign. The Wale boy will dribble you if you talk, if you feel, yes.
Asawase NDC walk in our Sawase. The crowd they showed, it debunks what you are saying. When it is suitable,
who showed
NDC.
They showed it on what channel?
He means okay.
Social media. Social media
everywhere. The crowd
Safo, I'm tasking you today, Yekofia. That's what we feel during news time. From 6 o'clock news, 6:30 news, 7 o'clock. Okay. Just shuttle from UTV to Atinkan, then you go to GH1. They start news at 6:30, and then TV3 and Metro, but 7 o'clock, and the rest of them. And then you see what I'm saying. Say,
so, I'm not sure you listen to Safo well, with all due respect. He agreed with you, but he says, are you listening to him? He says, when the crowd is big, once in a while they show. So the ones you are seeing that is focused on the candidates, it means the crowd was small. That is what he was saying. I want any.
Well, okay.
So is that not what you?
I've seen NDC crowds.
I had a pinch. About this topic with Safo.
I've seen
and he said
NDC crowds
significant about this.
No political party will hide his.
Anyway,
his
I have 1 minute to leave the studio.
You have 1 minute.
Yeah, a minute. And then I also have a message I want to give to the two of you and my listening public. And this message is from His Excellency Dr. Alhaji Mahamudu Bawumia,
okay,
Vice President and Presidential Candidate of the Patriotic Party. Osi opese ombedi mampenyin, not because mampenyin adonikon, but oshesena omanyi koya. He is the best person to give Ghana the upgrade Ghana needs. Now, Osi yen judge know that even as a vice president, a Juma Papa waye, and he list a tall number of things that policies are diaba. Then he says, okay, yen Sambisa, his toughest opponent, say, even as president, what social mitigation policies are not they buy? Then Dr. Bawumia continues on this LPM. Say, look, me bad dear. Mo the steering the mommy and I'm in control of the government there. May you say. And he says that even when it comes to the fisher folks there, if their challenge has been premixed, then he is bringing solar powered outboard motor. There we hear and say Iriano bo pepe. We hear say on top premix. He speaks about electric vehicles. He speaks about solar powered vehicles. He speaks about training 1 million Ghanaian youth in the digital economy. Omwasa training centers no dada. He speaks about an industrialized Ghana and a digitalized Ghana. And you'll say, look, I have done ABCD, including the zipline medical drone delivery system. Yeah, and accident see what baby hospital be and here moja. You just need to fly a drone, not drone from moja nunkoho, and not a drone nunkoho. To say political candidates be organize our campaign against Dr. Bawumia and our work can. A true story. Or what can no Bawumia drone ya na dia drone come hospital na mo hwe. No, suffer life is a very true story.
Drone no see the be hwehwe ma
where what can you can because ma two but almost say ma dware. Nti osi mu hwe ade we nyina. In those days accidents an ambulance aye ka. But no consequences to be ambulance back. And some even have more. So that on the 7th December we do what Oda nama wanu to abamano. So Dr. Bawumia's vision is simple: a modern, efficient Ghana where everyone benefits. So on 7th December, vote for Dr. Bawumia, number 1 on the ballot to continue his transformational journey. ALPM. Manuesi. Miko Peace 104.3 for the midday news. And Nedjumedie. Socrates Safo ene nene no mbu ankomodie no Monday nso ebebo nkomo yenye guests misa wa another message mamo Mr. ya sofo panyin Archbishop elect Salifu Amuako C mra wo Ghana ha nemba no oye minor onye adult na mra no ma media for to mi se mu di minor enim beba mo paper mu TV zoom na social say enyefe. Sadenu is it etiamra na etumra? Safu even correcting me. Etiamra. Etiamra. Oh see, we are tumra. Etiamra. What? He says this against the law. So his son, Elrod is a minor. I beg you, please show in his face in your papers, on your social media. For I can't real courts, and of course on your official application. It's an accident involving minors.
But can we show those who are dead?
He's talking about his son.
But how about those who are dead?
I didn't ask him.
Okay.
Na ni ya pass mugu ne ba ne masi. Ne ba ye say ne ba yes na mo den picture church. I say the mara wo ha. And say once akwada no ya akwada de. On them she a 16-year-old boy. On is a minor. He that the law says is ya akwada. And see mu jai say mu de nim enyan tititise mu ya chuo mra ya mra akwada no ya akwada na mra no mamedia for to me say ye de nanim betire call to see on making official application for that order say cost no man so order no pair. If you show Salifu Amuakon's son's face in your social media, your media outlet, mra no ne obedi nyonyonyo na sebia accident na esi ye ne ba no wantwitu me call peace once